This is the kingdom of Mourne, a land thrust up in tectonic shifts and carved by glaciers, retreating and carrying boulders, silt and sand, a violent force, both destroying and creating, a landscape of dichotomy that can be at one and the same time bleak yet utterly beautiful, testing yet deeply replenishing, dangerous yet infused with wonder. It is a landscape that has been mapped, and I have also mapped it, and carried that map within, etched with the rich metaphors mined from this landscape that have helped me time and time again to find often faint trails that will lead me through. So come with me as I return to the kingdom of Mourne, to once familiar trails that will help me find my way home, home to myself, to the homestead of the heart, for I had become waylaid, lost the trail I had been following. But the trail speaks the truth, trail truth. This truth has a subtle clarity, like a still small voice that cannot be heard in the din of distractions, but that can speak deeply to your soul in these wild, rugged places.
Yes, Ott Car Park, please. This must be the best bus to drive.
That's here?
Best bus route.
The views are good, like, but for traffic wise, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Busy and jammed up.
you can't bite the views off.
Yeah.
So you can't.
Thank you so much.
Alright, enjoy.
I'll do my very best. Thank you, Will.
Good luck.
Cheers, thank you. The bus of dreams.
Cannot believe I'm here. I have neglected the Mourne Mountains, and I totally forgot about the bus of dreams, the Mourne Rambler bus, which is going to stop running at the end of August, and it's now the 21st. And I just hope I can squeeze in another one before it stops running. So I've no real plan other than I just wanted to get to the highest car park possible. And the highest car park possible is the Ott Mountain Car Park. Delighted to be here. It's been a long time on my own solo camp in the Mourne Mountains. Last solo camp in the Mourne Mountains I did probably about 10 years ago. Kind of was almost put off the Mournes just because it becomes so much more popular and we try and find other places to camp. I'm actually excited. I'm excited. I can feel it. My soul needs this. I get sucked into a little swampy, existential swamp recently. And this is exactly what I need, and my soul is just hungry for this. I've walked this trail so many times, it's like so long ago. And I know there's a wee bit where you can end up going down instead of up. Figure it out. And then I was busting for a pace. Like as soon as I got on the bus to Newcastle, I drank water in the bus station, thinking I would refill my water bottle, but then realised that I didn't have enough time and had to get onto the bus after drinking water, not being able to pee. I had to hold on to a pee the whole journey. I had enough time, Newcastle bus station, in, pee, and then onto the wee bus of dreams. So the feeling of relief and gratitude for those small things give me an extra bounce in my step. Right, I'm going to have to start using my mic, which means I'm going to have to use it. I'm on my Osmo Action 4, which I've not used much, but it's windy enough. Actually, that's one of the things that has put me off the Mournes a lot of times, where the winds were like well over 20 mile an hour winds. Right, I think this is the wee uphill path that I need to be on. Yeah. So good. My inner child is excited. My soul is patting me in the back going,
last. I've been crying at you for ages. Yeah, that wee bus service is like the closest we get to a cable car. You go to the Dolomites or somewhere, you can get cable cars up to these really high areas, and then you're right up in the peaks, and it cuts out all that other stuff. So that's the closest equivalent, the 405 Mourne Rambler, but it only runs in the summer months, so it's going to stop the end of August, unfortunately. I just hope that my days off a line that I can maybe manage to squeeze one more adventure using that bus. Because otherwise, because I don't drive, I end up having to go to Newcastle and then up a Glen River, which kind of puts me off a bit, but I might look into getting that wee taxi shuttle thing. Hopefully this trip is going to make me fall in love with the Mournes again, inspire me, and have me wanting to come down a lot more often. So, which I'm sure I will, to be honest. It'll be hard not to. Like, it's the landscape. It's incredible. And this, well, other than the Mourne Way video, this will be like my first Mournes video in this format. I'm actually glad it's not like pure bacon sunshine. It's a bit of a breeze and a bit of cloud cover, so this wee top's perfect for this kind of weather, so it keeps the sun off me. It's windy now as well, so keeping the wind off a bit without being too warm. Just a wee thin, stretchy, soft shell type thing. More importantly is keeping my hat on because it is windy, and I used to let the wind forecast like put me off coming down, and you know, partly to do with like flying a drone or even like sleeping in a tent, knowing that I probably won't sleep if it's windy and the tent's flapping a bit. But I rarely sleep in the outdoors anyway, so I'm just going to accept that. If I don't sleep very well, whatever, I'll just sleep brilliantly the Tuesday night before I have to go into work. That's all good. Oh, it's so cool just like seeing sheep again. Hello. I should really put my wee wind muff onto my mic, since I actually brought it this time. But as soon as I get around this bend, the wind's gonna hit me. Right, stop recording. See the stile across the wall, and then the mountains just open up, and I haven't seen this view for so long. Oh, I'm excited, but it's windy. I don't think there'll be any drone flying. I'm just waiting for this wind to hit me as soon as I get on that stile. Oh yeah. I can hardly hold the camera still. There's Doan. That's Carn Mountain. And then Loughshannagh. Woo! And I reckon if I'm going to camp potentially on a peak, it might actually give me more shelter if I can get behind the wall. So if there's a spot on the other side of that wall, because the wind's definitely coming sort of southeasterly, so it might be a summit camp actually. Although I had thought about camping down at the Ben Crum shelter stone, not that I think there'd be shelter, just cause it's got a water supply. It's windy as fuck, Jesus. If I didn't have this hood up, my hat would be somewhere down there. Where to? Jeez. It's hard to think when the wind There's a bee trying to fly. Right. Turn this way so I don't lose my hand. Ugh. Right. Right, I don't know how well this mic's gonna work. So I'm gonna, I think, keep it nice and easy and contour around Loughshannagh and see what it's like on the other side there. And just keep as much on the flat as possible. And then I'll have to just make a decision to camp either up on a summit behind the wall or down in the valley. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna go that way. Oh, I wish this had wee cinches. Quick on. Just put a clothes peg. Wow, Silent Valley, Loughshannagh just emerging. Doing, which I love. Oh, amazing. So many memories from up around here. It's like familiar, but it's like from probably a period of 10 years of my life. But that was like at least 10 years ago. See us. Boop. No. Would you look at that? So there's Loughshannagh down there. And then Silent Valley in the background. And then Ben Crum is just in behind Doan there. It's definitely more sheltered around here. Whatever way the wind's hitting things and dispersion. But yeah, I can hear myself think now. Yeah, and I do remember that I think I'd scouted out in a map that I was going to do these contour trails sort of behind Loughshannagh and whatever. And then there's underneath Burna and Pollaphuca. There's a style there, and then I can kind of bypass Burna. And then I think that's what takes me down to the top end of Ben Crum where the shelter stone is and where the river is. That's a brief plan. But water is going to be important. I've only brought dehydrated foods with me, so I'm going to need water for that. So, and I'm only carrying like 1.2 litres or thereabouts. And my pack felt actually like scarily light. It's not light, but it's, you know, lighter than I think. It's just because so many of my camps are like with a hammock and all, and like in the forest where there's a short walk in, so you end up bringing stuff like axes and things. And so it obviously has been long enough since I've done a hike like this, and where I actually felt like I was bringing my summer weight sleeping bag. Only brought one puffy layer, not three, which is my typical habit. Like I felt reassuringly confident that it'd be warm enough. Although I would have brought my pocket hand warmers, because that's always a nice backup. So they're so small and compact, just in case. And I didn't bring those. And I would have, but only brought one puffy layer and then my summer weight sleeping bag. But so yeah, I've actually got plenty of room in my bag. Could have stashed in more stuff, but I'll be grand. Either way, I'll survive. I think I just want to get as far along here as I can, basically in the direction of Commedagh and Donard, so that tomorrow morning, like, I'll just wake up, have a coffee, and then just make my way up over that saddle and then down to the Glen River to Newcastle, get the bus home. So essentially I just want to get as much of this done, this part of the trip this evening. What time is it? It's like 4 o'clock now, so probably got about 4 hours worth of walking. See where it gets me to. but I also want to enjoy this as much as possible, so I'm trying not to rush it and march it, just enjoying like being on the trails in the mountains again. So the last thing even close to this that I did was up in the Antrim Hills way, but this landscape is just so etched into my mind and my brain, my memories, but I don't spend enough time in it really. So I'm hoping this is going to be an inspirational kind of adventure for me and rekindle my love for the kingdom of Mourne, the kingdom of the Dalfata, Ulster warriors. I'm going to pick up that tissue. Seems like such a blemish. Somebody's probably wiped their arse with it. Yeah, I'll stick it in a wee bag or something. Gotta do what you gotta do. But I know I've sometimes dropped tissues just because they've been in my pocket and I haven't realised I put my hand out of my pocket. Tissues disappeared and it's floated off somewhere. So sometimes litter dropping is purely accidental. But yeah, I should put this in a bag and not carry it in my hand just in case it was something other than that. At least it's been air dried, it's not covered in wet snot or poop. I can't remember which order they go. I think it's meal, bag and then meal more. So we have Loughshannagh, meal, bag, meal more. Okay. Refamiliarising myself with the landscape. So nice. It's nice seeing things like the bog cotton, bog asphodel, heather. We could be in the heather. That other tiny wee yellow flower, and I can always forget its name. I keep on calling it Lumatil, which is like the name of that diarrhea drug or something. Oh, I do love contouring around mountains. It's like you're in the landscape, you're in the mountains, so you're getting that without having to go up and over the steep peaks. And really, like, I've got my walking poles with me, and I know they can allow me to do things even if not fit really to do them, which I discovered in the Antrim Hills way. But yeah, I'm just aware that I haven't done this for quite a while. I don't think my body's up to it, and this will give me enough exercise as it is. Well, these sheep let me get really close to them before they decided to do a scarper. I come in peace. So yeah, just to scoot around these trails and then onto the Brandy Pad is where I'm going to aim for. And again, it just scoots around the other side of the valley there. It's brilliant. So you get the magic of the mountains with less of the effort. Although the hope is that if this inspires me, next time I come out, I'll go up and over a few peaks. Hey sheepses. Did I hear a raven? So instead of going here and then up the wall over there's some raven. Nice. Yeah, instead of like going up the wall and up over the summit, off Meal Beg maybe, I'm going to follow this wee trail here. Boop. And then around our, just look at that mighty mountain. Burna, that craggy top, just looks so, just seeing it with my own eyes again in real time, seeing the light pass over the clouds, the shadows of the clouds passing over those craggy outcrops there. Amazing. The breast of the Mournes. This is just what the doctor ordered. The soul doctor. So I can see, so this is Burna and behind me, and I'm not going up Burna. I'm going up as few mountains as possible on this adventure. But I can see just down here where the trail that I'm on leads. So that'll take me up and then around behind Burna. It's cool, it's a great trail, love it. View spectacular. Oh, I'm just loving the shadow of the clouds. So glad it's not just blue skied sunshine, to be honest. I would be a wee bit happier if the wind wasn't as windy. If the wind wasn't as windy. That's the wind's thing, is windiness. Just what I needed after being stuck in my wee swamp. I can hear people. Right, shut up. So behind me is the steepest part of the Mourne Wall, running up here on the side of Burna. It's called Pollaphuca way off. Not doing that. I'm hoping there's going to be a lovely view over this wee bit. Blue skies. What's happening? What? Oh, this is glorious. 10 to 5, sunshine. Oh yeah, here's the magic. I thought I'd do a follow me mode on my wee drone, and then I wasn't sure how I would cope with this style, and maybe the wind blew it down a bit, but it just like hit the style and it's crashed. But what I love about this wee drone is it just seems so indestructible. Probably famous last words, like. But it just hits something and then just stops. And I've actually got my wee filter on anyway. It's like a wee ND filter. So even if the lens got hit, then it's fine. Class wee drone, so good, so light. This is amazing. Here's a style, cross over there, and then scoot round the back of Burna, see where it takes me. Is that a raven up there? No. So amazing. I could just camp right here and be totally happy because it's just gorgeous and just feel content, satisfied. Nothing can make this better right now, basically. Snot my nose. Keep it classy. Keep it classy. Right. Ah! There's fucking killing the drone again. Just should have actually put it in the pocket properly first before starting. What am I like? Right. Sleep burnout. No. Got there and I'm going there. Right, let's show you. Yeah, so I've got the bus to there. So that's the Ott Mountain Car Park. I basically then walked up that wee track over the stile, and then I've just followed the wee easy trail around here. And now I'm at this set here, so yeah, it was Mealbeg first and then Mealmore. Okay, so that's Mealmore up to my left, Burna up to my right. Joe goes to the left of me. And then I'm going to try and make my way onto this wee track here. Yeah, onto that wee track there. There's a Tracy river, so there's a Tracy track, so I'm heading around that direction. I think my plan is then to bounce over Hare's Gap then. And then onto the Brandy Pad. Woohoo! I'm not smuggling brandy, and I don't even have any drink on me. So even though I ended up in a bit of a swamp there recently, I've still made much ground in my inner world despite the swamp. Temporary swamp happens to us all. Not sure if you can hear that, but I can hear the air ambulance. Just hope that it's nothing serious. Doesn't take much to require an air ambulance in the mountains. just because it's in the mountains. So even a broken leg or whatever can be problematic. Hopefully you're just doing a training exercise. Yeah, I can hear that. Say a wee prayer. Like what Stephen Reed was saying the other day, you know, people commenting on him like going to quarries, abandoned places, and then people saying that he's like maybe encouraging people to do dangerous things. And then he was like, but nobody complains about when I'm cycling and it's like the most dangerous. And I'm like, 100%. Yeah, like, you know, I'm on my own in the mountains, you know, I could put my foot in somewhere dodgy, but I need to keep focusing on my feet and be aware of where I'm putting my feet. I don't like wearing boots either. I nearly wore my boots today. I'm so glad I didn't. I'm wearing my trainers. But like even a boot will not stop you going over your ankle if you're being complacent, which a lot of people can do whenever they're wearing boots, feel like they're invincible. And just put their foot anywhere. Just like I'm aware I'm wearing trainers. I need to be careful where I put my feet. You know, pay attention, and it's actually quite like being mindful. It's just being in the present moment, and just like it's like quite meditative watching where you're putting your feet. It's quite lovely, and that'll keep me safer. But yes, I could twist my ankle here, and then I'd be like having to crawl down the trashy track from my hands and knees. Anywho, yep. As Harry Connick Jr. said, safety is just danger out of place. So I've skirted around the side of Burna. I can see the trashy track very clearly there. There's this trail, which is the more obvious trail, which is going down there, but also loses lots of height. And there's this, which is a less noticeable track, but I'm going to see if I can follow that around and not lose as much height and connect up to Hare's Gap. I don't think I've been on this trail. I don't think so. There's some nice bell heather. God, it's so nice. God, that heather there's beautiful. It's like 3 different colours. Like a light purple. Then there's the orange. And then there's this dark purple. It's gorgeous. This is bell heather here. That's gorgeous. The colour. Right, let's see where this goes. Could go nowhere and have to backtrack, but I'm in no rush, no plans. How wee track brings you out here, an old quarry face, and there's some only small remnants of the industry. Boop, down there. Yeah, I don't think I've actually been here, so the other trail would have been better because this one's just going to connect up onto this. This just looks a bit sketchier, and if it is sketchy, and because I'm on my own, I ain't going to do sketchy things. Yeah, and even that, like that's just a smooth surface there, and there's loose grit on it, sandy grit. And even that, I'm just like, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I'm going to just go on my hoop, fall back, smash my head off a rock, be unconscious. So now I'm going to go back along that track and then down. And I can see this beautiful tortoiseshell. I was picking up a bit of rubbish and it was almost like the wee tortoiseshell was saying thank you. Just sat right in front of me. It was beautiful. Must be the highest butterfly in Northern Ireland. Sorry. Must be the highest butterfly in the occupied 6 counties. Must be the highest butterfly in the north of Ireland. Must be the highest butterfly in Ireland. High on the nectar and high in altitude. Oh, gorgeous wee river down there. Is that the Trassy River? Beautiful, just meandering. Beautiful. Maybe I'll just camp down there if it's sheltered. That's all I say. I have no plan and it's only 5:30. So I could walk for another 2 hours, more than it. So all I want to be able to camp somewhere that is as sheltered as possible from the wind, preferably with a nice view, but anywhere here is a nice view anyway, even if it's not high up and looking at it is a nice view. But it would be cool to see a sunset, you know. Maybe I will try and do a summit camp. Being summer and all, it's like, it would almost be a shame to waste that. Not the winter sunsets aren't great, winter sunsets are amazing. I'm trying not to let this idea grip me, but this feeling of like having wasted the summer. Just happened to be that I got into my swampy period of time during the summer and I had a lot of time off. And instead of like doing edifying, enriching things like this, I did other stuff. Look at me making sensible decisions here. There's bad risk avoidance and good risk avoidance. There's the bad risk avoidance is where you don't live your life as fully as you would like to because you won't take risks. And then there's good risk avoidance, like that one, where you eliminate as much as possible the chances of breaking your leg or knocking yourself unconscious whilst on your own in the mountains. Where's your runner? To big wild mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Oh, so nice. So sheltered here. Look at this runner. My God. Respect the oses. Jeepers. Stay out of the way. Yeah. How you doing? Respect. My God. There's me contouring around the mountains to avoid going up anything. And he's running up them. But I would love to do that someday. I would love to get my running back and made some headway. I don't think I'll have lost too much, and I would really love to bring that into my life. I want to get to that point where I can actually do trail running. I think it would just feel so freeing and liberating. And I actually found myself running earlier on. I was like, even with this rucksack on, I'm like, and I was actually going uphill a wee bit. I was going up from the Ott Car Park. I think it was just excitement and just so happy that I was here. So even with like my camping gear, like this is not fast packing like. This is where you have to watch your feet. Yeah, I'm not going to risk that. Woo! And the wind's picking up. Oh, so that's the most incline I've done since the Antrim Hills Way. Well, and I chose to take this. Looks like a wee sheep trail, and it kind of looks sketchy. It's one of those ones when you're on it, especially now I got the poles, give me a bit more stability. Just you have to concentrate, and most of the risk is that kind of gritty, sandy stuff. And some bits where you could lose your footing. But yeah, this will save me having to descend down onto the tracey track and then go all the way up there. This is skirting round. Watch my step. This was taking me around the side. It's going to go there. So it cuts out a lot of that descent and then the incline again the other end. And I'm just not fit enough to do. But this is the first time I've had my hiking poles out. This walk so far, just to get up this bit. Absolutely gorgeous. But I still have no idea where I'm camping. And actually the Tracey Valley there was like looking so lush, and it's like maybe I'll just camp there tonight. And then walk through the back of Tullymore in the morning. But then it's just like, it's 10 to 6. Let's get up here, get in the Brandy Pad, see what happens. Maybe just camp up at the wall where the saddle is between Donard and Commedagh, and just go on whatever side gives me the shelter. So there's the Hare's Gap style just behind me. That path was incredible. Fully recommended it. Even had friendly sheep, although I think actually they were just on some good grass and just didn't want to move. So they're just like, yeah, whatever man. This grass is the shit. But yeah, that was class. I just love those wee undulating trails. They have you a real feel here in the mountains, and on trails that most people don't walk. That was wonderful. It's a good test for, like, yeah, it is. You have to watch your step, but I love that. It's almost meditative. And I love that I'm wearing my trainers. When I say trainers, I mean like trail shoes with like got good tread on them. But you know, it's like you do need to strengthen your ankles. And you know, where this is the type of thing that will help strengthen your ankles, which is really what's going to protect you from going over on your ankles. But I think training your brain to pay attention is actually the more important safety aspect. And this view is cracker. Oh, thank you. God, this gives me hope again, just whenever you're in the swamp, stuck in the bog, and you start to despair that you'll not get out of it. And this gives me hope. You know, I took action, made something happen, something that is enriching and beneficial for my soul, and it's just, yes, it gives me hope. Although actually connected into that swampy area, I got really into Irish history again, so you're going to see some history videos coming up. That's been my shtick the past month or so. Ordering books and ploughing through them. Amazing. And this is the kingdom of the Dalfata, one of the Ulster tribes that made up the Ula. Right, what Hare's Gap, amazing. Who would have thunk? Me in the Mournes and all. Jeez, I can hear voices on the other side. Some fellow campers. Oh, wee doggo. Wonder if they're YouTubers. Wee dog spotted me. Hey, pup. Yeah. He's a sweet critter. Hey, yeah. Go on there. Come here for a stroke. Hey, yeah. You want to be on my channel? Oh, you're gorgeous. Hello. Hey, yeah. Hello. You're gorgeous. Hello. Hey, yeah. How you doing? Super friendly.
This is his first time at camping.
Oh, wow, amazing. All good so far?
All good so far.
Hasn't punctured your mat?
Not yet.
Amazing.
Give him time. He's loving it.
What's your crack?
Not much. He forgot his temper.
What's your name?
Nathan.
Nice to meet you. I just met Nathan. Apparently there's a shortage of pegs for the Loughshannagh, and those Loughshannaghs need fucking pegs. Right. So I've got a few extras, I think, in there. I think overstocked up on my pegs, so I can spare a few, and I got them cheap on AliExpress, so it's all right.
Legend.
Yeah, brilliant. Whoa, right, that was cool. The wee dog, I think it's called Cleo, and it's his first night camping, and that was Nathan and Jamie. And it's Jamie's first time, I think, out camping, and he's borrowed Nathan's Loughshannagh, and Loughshannaghs like really neat. It's all about your guidelines, and they were short a load of pegs, so said if I had 4 pegs, I said there you go. Yeah, like my need for them versus a Loughshannagh is not even comparable. So that was really nice. It was meant to be. Oh, I love being in the Brandy Pad. Always have loved this. Amazing to be here and like in the kingdom of Mourne, the kingdom of the Dalfata. It'd be really nice to actually camp up high, whether it's a summit or not, but just somewhere up high. It'd be great. Woo, fly in the eye. On the nose. Get away. I amended my little water bottle pouch because I put an extra like bit of Velcro, stitched it on, because sometimes the water bottle would fall out, slip through, which is a pain in the Alex. Oh, this is cool with the sunlight burning through the mistiness. So mystical and cool. Hello, bee. My nose has been dripping all day. I think it's the mountain air just clearing out my nostrils. Hey, what's that clicky rattly? Can I stop that? Probably. I put that through there. I think that was clicking off. Oh yeah, it's better. Don't want no clickety clack. Oh, the sound of a little mountain stream. Just, I'm gonna stand and enjoy that. Actually, it's beautiful. Oh. I can see Nathan and Jamie over there. Wow, what a this is magical. It's crazy that I just don't come here more often. Look at these sheep being all picturesque. Look at that. God. Prime real estate. Living the dream. Munching grass with views over Ben Crumb. The worst things to be doing. Bye bye. Love the Brandy Pad. This is where they used to smuggle whiskey, etc. to Hilltown. Ah. Or would you get it? Or would you get it? Absolutely lovely. Magical, magical, mystical, mystical. See ya. I'll come back now. I'll get a video with you. Gonna do. So, don't know if I'll do it. There he goes. Yeah. Let me at him. Let me at him. Cool. I saw one earlier on there, and actually this is like one of the few places that I do get to see them. Look at that. That was cool. Almost like we ninjas with like throwing star whenever they like you disturb them or they spot you and they're like they pull their tail up like a scorpion. Devil coachman or something you call them. I just made it round to, I think this is the back end of Commedagh, so that's the back castles, the cliffs of Commedagh, which looks absolutely spectacular, and there's a raven doing a magical swoop by there, playing in the wind. Loving it. Oh, I'm just loving that cloud rolling in over Donard. It's amazing. I forgot there are actually basically the Brandy Pad is not all flat, so basically that last 5 minutes or 10 minutes was like steepish. Still, for being in the Mourne Mountains, it was not bad. But at least the wind's keeping the midges away anyway. Don't have that to worry about. What time is it? 7 o'clock. So probably another hour's worth of walking maybe, and then 8 o'clock I'll be thinking about putting a tent up. So, and there's no way on this side I'm going to get a sheltered spot. So I think realistically I need to, I think I'm going to be camping on the other side of the wall at the saddle between Donard and Commedagh. Hopefully it's sheltered. And hopefully there's nobody else camping there. We'll see, we'll find out. All part of the adventure. Ah, magic. Had a wee raven flyby moment there. It was lovely, croaking, saying hello. Over there now. Well. And there's the Devil's Coach Road. That is crazy whenever you look at it from here. That looks so ridiculous. Focus finger and then on. Look at that. It's Cove Mountain. And you can actually go up that. It'd be a scramble. My lord. I've made my peace with never going up there again. I had to do it, but I'm happy to let go if ever wanted to go up there again. Right, I missed the water spot, and I do want to have a load of water, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be camping. You know, it's like that time, and I'm happy that's time to put up a tent and get food and all that. So got my water bag, gonna make my way around there to wherever. Either is that going to be that wee blue pipe, or it'll be any of the water sources around there. So I've just dumped my bag, and where I'm camping is just not far further up that trail. There's Donard, so that's the saddle in between it and Commedagh. So I think that's where I'm going to be camping. We'll find out. Anyway, time to get water. Look at the view. Look at that. It's stunning. So I had to come a fair wee bit back again just to find some water, and this one is not flowing massively, but I've climbed up a wee bit and I've found this, which hopefully is going to, yeah, I'll do the trick. Yep, up to the brim. Perfect. Plenty of water for drinking water, having a cup of coffee, making noodles, couscous, all the things. Kind of glad in some ways that I didn't get to the wee blue pipe, because that felt like a nice mountain stream. It felt very natural, not from a wee blue pipe, blue plastic pipe sticking out of the mountain. So that was actually nicer. Although it's sketchy, that's got that sandy, gravelly ground. So coming down from getting the water, not that far up, but I had to definitely be super careful coming back off. But I've got my water. Got it myself from the mountain stream, and it stole me to my soul. Stole me just like going home, and it stole me. I've made it to this style of the saddle. Though I've got a community of local sheep to contend with. I can hear voices. There's somebody on Donard or coming down Donard. Guy in a guard. Can't see them. It's quite calm on this side. I don't know what way the wind's coming. I just have to do the check basically and see. I'll leave my rucksack on this side. But going by the wind levels here now, if the wind's not predicted to change direction, then this side is fine. But trying to find somewhere to pitch, because a lot of it's okay, that wee spot there. Sorry lads. He looks depressed about this. Different breed, that's Texel. Look at the view, my god, it'd be nice to camp on this side actually. Just to wake up and see that in the morning. Here goes, check the wind. Don't even have my wee mics on, so you'll know all about it. I wonder if Donard itself is actually sheltering. Oh, like up here is a wee bit windier. Okay. Well, there's nobody else here. And that's where I would have camped there if it was on this side. Let's get down and figure this out. Yeah, it might actually be that it's calm on both sides of the wall, and actually Donard itself is like blocking some of that wind, so just need to check wind forecast and see if the wind's changing direction. But feels calm here. And this is nice and flat actually. And yeah, you still got a view over like Murlock Bay or Dundrum Bay. But I think that view of the mountains there is absolutely fantastic. Where's those people? Maybe it's apparitions. Ghosties. Oh, amazing. Yeah, like I'm happy actually. Sorry, I need to check this wind forecast. It feels a bit windier here for some reason. It's a better spot. Also, I don't need to colonise that sheep territory and oust them. Not that it would bother them, they're just much away around me. But they are there. And even if I pitch here, I can sit in the wall and enjoy the view until there's no view and then bounce into the tent. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, but we'll check the wind forecast first before I start pitching. Well, the first thing I want to do is have a coffee. Stupid time of night to do it. It's like 7:45. I'm just so happy I came out and that I'm here. That is enough. So even if I'm just lying in a tent, sleepless, at least I know I'm resting and I'm in a tent in the mountains. It's actually really still. Just the sound of from the sheep's.
So at some point, my mic lost connection, so there's no audio for this. But it was a nice moment, and this trip had lots of those types of moments. And I'd been hearing these voices coming down off Donard, and it was almost like they're apparitions because there's just no like visual sign of them. And it's, you know, it was a guy and a girl. So eventually they'd showed up, and it turned out it was this couple, young couple, Ava and Liam, and they're both studying over at Stirling. And yeah, that was a really cool little meeting.
I was just about to do a poop, and then I saw somebody coming down the mountain. Got to postpone it. I also just realised I didn't have the audio. My mic was disconnected somehow when I met Ava and Liam. So Ava's TikTok is Ava's Cozy Corner, and that's book reviews, fiction. But yeah, it was lovely meeting them. So they're going to Stirling University, and Liam's wanting to do all the high peaks in all the countries in the UK. Well, I think he's going to do Carn too, and County Kerry too. Well, that person looks like they're camping and probably wanting to camp somewhere here too. Gonna have to fight for territory. Go to the other side of the wall. So I've got Geraldine has turned up as well. Did not expect this in the Mourne Mountains. And bumping into a fellow camper, and we're gonna share this wee spot and help each other out.
Then I'll probably have to manoeuvre it again.
We'll twist it around into the wind.
That's the thing. Let's get over.
Well, let's. It's coming all sorts of ways though. It almost is coming in here. Look at that. Could be community camp. So it is actually windy enough on and off, but there's nowhere going to be more sheltered than this high up in the hills. But home away from home. And Geraldine's all sorted too. So it turns out Geraldine's got a TikTok, outdoorsy stuff. Look at that there. There's the dates. Get on it. Get on it. Jerry. So this is, it was super noodles and there was too much water. So there's now a random couscous mix thrown in there too. So could be the best thing ever or the worst thing, who knows. But I don't care. Ready for this. It is 10 to 10. having my dinner at last. Right, that's the third time I've got out of my tent. One for pee, two, what was two? Can't remember. But there were big gusts of wind and the side of this tent was coming in. I never use the guy lines in this tent, but I thought this is the night where I need to use the guy lines. I had to sacrifice because I don't have extra pegs. So I had to take 2 pegs out from less important parts and then put them on the guy lines. Hopefully that'll stop this bit of the tent going. I feel like I need to pee again. My goodness. But it's lovely, lovely out there actually. Despite the windiness, other than the windiness, it's like beautiful. So thankful. I do feel like I need to pee. It's because of the coffee. I know it's the coffee. It's not actually my intake of water, it's just drinking a diuretic at 8 o'clock at night. Anywho. Just very thankful. Yeah. It's been good. Choosing not to come to the Mournes because of 20-mile-an-hour winds is not an illegitimate reason. It can be so calm and then it feels like it's 25-30-mile-an-hour gusts. And then the side of the tent's like, and I feel the inner of the tent like lifting as well. But I'm quietly confident that my tent will not blow away. I hope Geraldine's okay actually. But yeah, I don't think I'll be getting much sleep. I did see the wind forecast and it looks like it's dropping down a bit in the wind speed. Yeah, I just don't think I'm going to sleep. That's okay. I shall meditate. Good night, y'all. Got a few. What a night. Oh. So Gerald, like I must have got out of the tent about 5 times. And one of the times was because I could hear Geraldine swearing. And the front of her tent come down. So luckily I wasn't even anywhere near asleep, wide awake, able to get out and get all the guy lines tightened up and try and unbend some pegs and stuff. And yeah, that's the windiest conditions I've been in a tent, I think. Normally I just avoid coming out if it's anywhere near this 20-mile-an-hour kind of 25-mile-an-hour gusts. I felt more than that, but I'm just experiencing that thing. We were in a tent and it sounds probably worse than it is, but it's, you know, feeling the side of the tent pushing in against your face. And it was actually warm and toasty last night. Actually, that was great. But then that heat's building up, and then with the wind coming in that one direction, it's pushing that up against the inner, so there's like a bit of condensation and stuff. But I'm just glad we tent standing. No major issues, rips, no bent poles. Wind is definitely now coming this way, so I'm on the other side of the wall and it's sheltered here. I didn't bring any waterproof stuff with me, and it's not that it's raining, but it's just this mist that was forecast is just rolling in, and it's going to be damp, so we'll see how this pans out. But I don't think I'll be hanging about here long, to be honest. I might just literally just pack up. I might even forego having coffee and just head down into Newcastle. We'll see. Anyway, I have to do necessary things now. First. So I'm back in the tent. Wind has definitely changed, coming the direction. Coming this way, the wall's here. So actually it is way more sheltered on the other side of the wall now. So what I might do is pack as much of my stuff away in the tent here now as possible. Possibly heat up some water for coffee. Get that all ready. And then go have coffee on the other side of the wall. And then come back and just literally bump out. I think that's what's happening. I'm not going to hang around to have breakfast or anything. I just want to hopefully find somewhere in Newcastle to get me a veggie fry or something, which would be amazing. After a night of not very much sleep. I did actually sleep on and off ridiculously. But I know that because I was dreaming, and one of my dreams was, it was almost like it was half out of the dream and sort of into reality, but my eyes hadn't caught up yet, and I was like literally, I thought I could see that the tent fly sheet had flown off, or it was like it detached itself. So I had a moment of panic and then realised it was just a dream. Yep, I think that's the plan. Just pack away when I'm in here. With that mist and wind, it's quite chilly out there now too. Right, try and get some water boiled for coffee in here where I'm sheltered. I've still got some water filtered there to fill this back up again. It's not nice out there, like it's just that wet mist and it's just rolling in, windy. But the other side of the wall actually feels calm, but chill. So, do all this here now. And the wind did ease off last night a bit, definitely. I saw the forecast, it shifted from like 25 mile an hour gusts to 15 mile an hour. I don't know if that's why I end up sleeping a little bit on and off, or whether I was just so exhausted. Or a tent's all soggy. So my one issue with this fern tent is that flap on the zip. I just wish it was slightly sturdier, more resistant to getting floppy and sloppy, so trying to get the zip down sometimes is a pain in the ass. But, flip, what a night. But, as it is, I'm still delighted to have been here. One other thing is I didn't bring waterproofs, like what? Why I mentioned that when I was out doing my push. So yeah, even if it's like not even forecast to rain at all, I will bring waterproof, at least a waterproof jacket. Usually for its windproofness. But in conditions like this where it's not raining but it's just that wet mist, I would 100% be wearing my waterproof jacket. And I'd prefer to keep this puffy jacket from, because again it's probably going to get damp depending how bad it is. Figure it out. But it will feel so good to get into Newcastle, especially if you can get a veggie breakfast. That would be so good. I feel a lot of this was meant to be, I think, bumping into Jamie and Nathan yesterday, and like I would never normally have more than the amount of pegs that I need, but I'd sort of switched out from a hammock camping tarp gear and I just fired in a load of pegs. So the fact that I was able to give them 4 pegs that they needed, and then I just feel like that was meant to be. Bumping into Ava and Liam yesterday as well, it was nice. And then yesterday when I was wanting to do a poop, and then I saw somebody coming down the mountain, I was like, oh, I can't poop. And it turned out it was Geraldine. And Geraldine had been wanting to camp in Commedagh. And it was just so windy up there, and I think somebody in her
either on their TikTok or just messaged her maybe, just said like go down to the saddle, it'll be more sheltered. And then I was here and it was, yeah, it worked out well. I was able to help with getting the tent set up, but then like getting it put back together again after at midnight last night when it had all gone Pete Tong. I don't think there's anything wrong with the tent. I think it's just some of the tent pegs were banjoed. So some of them were either broken in half, or some of them were bent, so that it was easy for the bungee guy lines or the bungee cords to slip off the pegs. I think that's what might have happened. So one of them has come off the peg. That's allowed a lot of leeway then for the wind to just pull out the other ones. But all worked out and it looks solid this morning still, so I think it literally was just a peg, there's nothing wrong with the tent. Awesome smell of just that homely smell when everything seems like it's against you, but you're in your wee shelter and smell of coffee. Somebody's created a wee bench on the other side of the wall too, little seat. Almost like an old railway sleeper type thing. So I may not need to bring the seat either. Yeah, and I very much doubt I'm going to get any drone stuff going on, or yeah, I think I'm just going to pack that all the way inside my rucksack, to be honest, just to keep it dry, not risk it. And just use my phone for commentary along the way on the way back down. Time to pack away. Us making our way down now through the mist. This is lovely, but definitely feels like proper mountain conditions more than I'm normally used to, since I normally try and find sunny days and no wind days. So being in the mountains, strong winds, white out, what an experience, so invigorating. Got to meet Geraldine. So lot of meant to be things happened on this little trip. So just need to be careful because most accidents happen on the way out. Oh, look at this, look at this. Wow, fair play, respect. Saunter on. Here's me going, it's like hard, arduous mountain experience, and then somebody just jaunts on past there. A pair of shorts. I'll be that someday. Right, need to pay attention. Foot placement, not yakking. To be fair, these paths have really good job has been done on the paths. Makes it a lot safer as well. And actually coming out of the mist, and you can actually see things. Look at that. On the home run, and I'm looking forward to a veggie breakfast if I can get one. I remember there's a wee cafe just as you come out of Donard Park that did a veggie something earlier, so we might be heading there. So I'm hungry. This is beautiful.
Hello, sheepses. Chilling. On the home run down in the Donard forest, you can see the sea fantasizing about a breakfast. Oh yeah. All the wee doing-dongs are around. It's lovely. It's beautiful, but I'm still not going in it. Although I should do because I'm stinking. Quite a lot of people coming up. I think I've passed about 40 people.
It's like every 5 minutes.
And my legs are busted. Send a Geraldine will be in the bus and her legs will seize up and won't be able to move. Have to be lifted out of the bus. Put in mobility scooters. This is hard work on your feet coming down that trail. Right, breakfast is near. Nicky's kitchen. Breakfast time. Cannot wait. £10 Rambler ticket for the bus home, which will cover my metro. But if I get that on the way in, that'll cover the metro, the bus to Newcastle, and the Mourne Rambler bus to Ott Car Park. Bargain. But it ends at the end of the summer, as does the Mourne Rambler bus.